You know, as founder of Telocity, I have to also then ask you, how do we make room or space for doing the right thing while we're also managing the crisis that's at hand? You know, what advice would you have for people?
Well, one of the things that's easy to forget when everything is changing is that something isn't at all. And that is, we are still human beings. Some of us might be sick. Some of us may be really worried about our jobs. We're really worried about our mums and dads. We're worried about a whole lot of things, but we're still fundamentally the same thing. We're a human being. And for human beings, one of the most important things is meaning. If we have meaning, we can cope with just about anything, it turns out. And lessons from the Second War were that people that went into very difficult circumstances who had a sense of meaning and purpose came out of it much better than if you went in without it. So meaning derives always from something that's beyond us. So it's not just about my own little enclave. It's always actually about doing something outside of myself, often for somebody else, something bigger than me. And that's where purpose comes from. Purpose yields meaning for us, and it also yields stability. So at the very moment where a business may have to change how it does things, its go-to-market strategy, its distribution mechanism, the way it interacts with its customers may change radically, what stays the same is why it was doing it in the first place, which is its purpose. And for me, this is a time where knowing who you are and why you're doing what you're doing that's the rock, that's the axis around which you can pivot through 180 degrees and not lose your bearings, because you're anchored in this sense that here's a company, I know why this company's here, everything else I know is gone, but I know why we're doing what we're doing. If you're building safe, sheltered housing for people, that hasn't changed, but how you might pull that off may change radically. If you're providing good food for people, because that's what you're about, then you used to invite them into your store, and now you ask them to pick it up in a box or you deliver it to their house. So here what we're seeing is an anchor around purpose and a real flexibility about method.